So yeah, I'm back. It's me, Elsa, and I totally want to let you guys know that yesterday at 3:39 p.m., my maternal grandmother passed away. She was on life support for a while. They were trying to bring her back, and eventually she died, which was yesterday. Today is February 23rd. She passed away February 22nd at 3:39, p.m. And that's the one who I was telling you raised me since birth. So I'm going to go back to the life story that I was telling you when my kids got removed from me. My kids got removed from me due to instability. I remember my aunt Yolanda was told to, give me a little boost until they can find me a shelter. And my aunt made it so hard for me. She went to ranting about my mother and how what happened with me and my mother, and I told her that's irrelevant, and she wouldn't let me and my kids bathe in her house, and she threw a rock at me while I was pregnant with my son Sergio. And it was very stressful. We had to sleep at the park. I couldn't catch my baby father because my baby father was running the streets after women and smoking drugs. Before I got pregnant, or before I even knew I was pregnant, I was also doing drugs too. I was doing marijuana, and I once tried Marley a couple of times. I don't wish any drug up on anyone, but Marley is the worst drug I have ever experienced, and I believe that also tore my family apart. But yeah, my soon-to-be ex-husband was, cheating on me tremendously. I mean, and it's just I got tired of it, and I got my strength back to do what I had to do to get my kids. I was pregnant. I did not use drugs at all. But at the same time, you know, I was sleeping in the car, and I was sleeping in the car with my kids, and I didn't have any type of family support like I was expecting, and it was very, very overwhelming. I even tried to, grieve to the shelters. They all told me they didn't have any space. I didn't want my kids getting removed from me. By the time I blinked, I went to the shelter, and they told me, hey, we don't have any space. I even tried to email. I did a group email with Telemundo. I did a group email with Channel 7. And I did a group email with Channel 10, I believe. I just don't recall exactly. And I also did an email to Help Me Howard. I did not get any help from either when it comes to at least mainstream on the fact that there are no shelters for these mothers and children. There are no space. It's compacted. And, it was very overwhelming. At first, my children wind up getting removed out of me and the dad's custody. And the dad wind up asking the grandmother, paternal great-grandmother, her name is Irene Jones, can she take over temporary custody? And I guess the plan wasn't as I expected. The plan was to just take all rights from me. The baby father, my soon-to-be ex-husband, really did a lot of sneaky stuff, and spiteful stuff, because he knew I didn't have the family support like he did. And at the end of the day, Irene Jones had my children. My son, 15-year-old, at the time he was 14, he didn't want to be with her. He wanted to be with me or his dad or his paternal uncle. He wound up going to Leesburg for a while, for about 6 months with the paternal uncle, because he disrespected the paternal grandmother, and she said she couldn't handle him, adolescent. And when he went up the road, my son told me there was a lot of fights. There was a lot of smoking. Every day the uncle was choking on his girlfriend, and they were fighting, and she barely cooked. And when she brought food, she would buy it for just her kids, and she would just not do much. And it was when I got my kids back after that 6-month mark, because I noticed that the paternal uncle was a big liar and tried to manipulate the system against me and act as if he was just so perfect. That wasn't the case. When I got my children back, they both received disability. At the end of the day, they didn't have one pair of shoe, barely. Every shoe and every strain of clothes that they had, I got it for them. So for about 6, 7, 8 months maybe, he didn't do anything. My kids, it seemed as if they were still in the same condition they left in. It was just a painted picture. It was very overwhelming, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I do notice that the dad likes to control my oldest son against me. When it comes to him controlling me, he tries to use my oldest son as a tool. He'll tell my son things like, oh, she doesn't want to, let me live with her, or she doesn't want to hear me out, or just anything. And that anything is, I don't care if she don't want me. You can go ahead and disrespect her. And he tries to bribe my son. Like, I'm not saying no man is perfect, no woman is perfect, but in the Bible, and sometimes we do practice what we preach, but in the Bible it says, teach a child in the way that they should go, so that way they should not depart from it. I have been governing myself and learning to love myself the whole time. I don't think that it's fair that we should destroy our child, because our child is a reflection of us. So it's very important to teach our child right from wrong, whether we're beefing or whether we're going through our divorce or not. And that's not the case. He'll come and pick my son up knowing that the court order is to not pick my son up. And he'll do a lot of things like that. Right now, I live in a better environment, a little peaceful. I even have my business going on here, where I work in the appliance store with, and on the side, in the section of the appliance store, I have my little small business going on. Because earlier I did have a business in a supermarket in the Opelika, Florida, and retail. I was selling clothes, shoes, hair, purses, headbands, all that type of nice stuff. So I just want to show you guys, this is the appliance store. And this is, did I show you? I'm going to make sure, but it's okay. And this is my little, nice shoes and stuff I have here. This is the display. This is my business card. This is the clothes I have. And I just want to show you guys something else. Good morning, Coach. Or good evening. And I'm doing my YouTube channel. And this is my first shoes and stuff like that. So it's my banner, but it's like the mannequin is in the way. So let me see something. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up letting you guys know, and I'm also gonna show you guys the certificates I earned when I got my kids back. It's like a 12-week parenting class, and maybe a 12-week substance abuse class and stuff like that. So I'll be back with the rest of my life story, but it's a lot. And I still have seen some things that was very disturbing to me that I have to update you guys with.